What's going on, everybody? Today we're taking a look at Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, and if you guys are paying attention to the news, they are all over it. Some people are losing their minds. Bitcoin is down almost 10% in the day. They're wondering, is the sky falling out? Is the floor falling out? Is this the end of Bitcoin? Relax, relax, relax. Totally normal. This is just a slight correction, guys. We already know that we're in a bubble. We knew that this was coming. This is a very slight correction. I already said in the past that if we didn't see the 8,000 mark, we're going to see a slight correction before that. But if we did see 8,000, we would definitely see at least 10K by the end of the year. But it looks like the correction here has taken place, and it makes sense. With Bitcoin Cash coming out, that was basically the result of the hard fork that happened a couple months ago. Those of us that have Bitcoin then, basically our Bitcoin had been carried over to Bitcoin Cash and we were given equal parts. I'm not going to get into the specifics of that. I have other videos on that topic if you want to kind of learn about that. But essentially, those of us that had Bitcoin for quite some time, we've got quite a bit of Bitcoin Cash as well now. And with Bitcoin Cash going up 41%, almost 50% for the day, that's huge. And we're going to talk about what this means, why this is happening, and what this means for Bitcoin. But before I give you guys my take on it, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think about this topic here. So the first thing I want to show you here is the actual Bitcoin chart. This is just today's chart. We can see it was doing really well. Everything was looking great, but then we start to see a slight decline and then some nice sudden drop-offs, right? So what's causing this? What's happening? Well, the first thing is the hard fork that was supposed to happen is not going to happen now. And with that, Bitcoin Classic decided to cease their code. This way they could support Bitcoin Cash. So what does that mean? Basically what that means is every single person that wants Bitcoin to have like an upgrade, that wants the hard fork to be the way of the new coin, whether that's your Bitcoin Classic folks, whether that's your whatever the new fork, Segwit 2.0 or whatever it was, all those folks want to see Bitcoin get upgraded. So what they're doing is they are taking all of their funds, all of their Bitcoin, and they're converting it into Bitcoin Cash. And the idea is if everybody as a whole accepts Bitcoin Cash instead of Bitcoin, that would become the new coin. And eventually down the road, Bitcoin Cash would be renamed and turned back into Bitcoin. But the idea is just, let's do an upgrade. Let's make things work a little bit faster. And by everybody kind of jumping on one coin, it just shows that this is the people's coin, that we do have that kind of power. That if we see something wrong with the way things are being ran, we can actually dictate change. But right now what we're seeing are the waves here being made by the people who want to see an upgrade in the Bitcoin code. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Well, I think it's a good thing. I think competition is always a good thing, and the fact that we have people that want to see Bitcoin do well and do better is a good thing. Whether or not you agree with the way that they want to go with the upgrades, that's totally different. That's a whole other topic. Right now, the importance is we are seeing that the people who control Bitcoin are exactly that. Just regular old people. There's no companies, there's no corporations, there's no governments controlling this. This is us, the people, deciding on what kind of currency we want Bitcoin to be. So this article here is being brought to us from CoinDesk, and it just basically says what I just covered there, is that the developers of the Bitcoin Classic, they're shutting down their code, and the idea behind that is to support Bitcoin Cash, to give more more credence to that currency and try to get more people to adopt it, right? Since they know that their currency wasn't going to take place, they might as well join in on the Bitcoin Cash and try to get that to get a nice foothold. The next article I want to look at here, this one's coming from CNBC. It just talks about how Bitcoin tumbles from the record high after the upgrade is called off, and Bitcoin Cash is now surging. Well, again, guys, this is just everybody that wants that change to happen is now putting their money into the different coin, the offshoot of Bitcoin. Right now, what we need to focus on is what's going to happen with your Bitcoin. You're probably wondering, well, I just bought some Bitcoin. Now what's going to happen to it? Do I just lose money? Essentially, yeah. If you literally just bought Bitcoin within the last 3 months, chances are you're going to lose a little bit of money here. But think long term. Bitcoin is not a short term game. This is not something you should be thinking 1 year, 2 years down the road. You should be thinking 10, 15, 20 years down the road with this. So in the grand scheme of things, you'll be all right. Everything is going to turn out all right. But for right now, you're going to lose a little bit of money. Bitcoin will eventually go back up. Those of us that maybe have had Bitcoin for quite some time, that we have Bitcoin Cash as well as Bitcoin, myself included, you know, pay attention to the news. The news is going to tell you a lot of what to expect with your Bitcoin. And in this particular case, a lot of us, we were kind of wise to what was coming with the SegWit 2.0 update and then the failure of it and all that sort of stuff. So I sold a lot of Bitcoin, guys. I sold a lot of Bitcoin and purchased Bitcoin Cash, which I'm now sitting on while that does its thing. Eventually, I'll get my money back into Bitcoin because that's the currency that I personally trust and believe in the most, but it doesn't mean you can't make money. When Bitcoin's going down in price, that means something else is going up in price. Find out what that is, attach your cart to that rodeo, and just have a little bit of fun for a little bit of time. So that's what I did here in this instance. Hopefully you guys are able to kind of learn how to read these charts and understand when Bitcoin's going down, you can still make money off of it and make that money, guys. And then finally, the last article here, this one's coming from the Vice website, and it's just the headline that made me laugh. Some crazy bastard wants to fork Bitcoin anyway. And that's essentially what this is. They're still trying to force the fork to happen with the alt currency that was already made with the last fork. It's a smart move. It's a good move. Whether or not it's going to have a foothold, we'll see. We'll see. But that's my take on it, at least for right now, guys. I want to know what you guys think about what's going on with Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash. Put your comments, put your questions down below. I'll do my best to answer them. And don't forget to click subscribe and mash that bell notification icon so you can be notified when new videos just like this one come out. All right, guys. I'll talk to you again real soon. Peace out, everybody.